Hey guys, just wanted to give you a quick update on my little bit of a basement coral farm I've got going on here. So 125 gallon tank, bare bottom, aside from having tiles. Had a bit of a nitrate issue lately. In a surprising way, for the last 18 plus years of keeping reefs now, I've always had issues keeping nitrates down. And in this system, that's not the issue. I've had issues actually keeping nitrates going, to the point where my nitrates bottomed out to 0.9, and I started seeing some tissue recession, especially on that little green tabling acro there. Lost a good-sized branch. And on some of my Hawkins echinatas, the tips were starting to burn out, and this actually really shows it. They're not actually that white, but the phone makes it look that white, which is crazy. But most of the zoos are still doing phenomenal. I actually started dosing Brightwall Neonitro. Actually, that right there. And that's made a huge difference with getting my nitrates somewhat back up. Last I checked, they were 4.5. I think I had them as high as 5.2. I need to do some more testing tomorrow and just check. But things are doing relatively good. The pawnate bird's nest and the pink bird's nest growing like crazy. All the scrolling monties growing like crazy. This blue-tipped green acro is doing really well. Actually busted off a couple of branches. So that long branch on the bottom, I just broke off by accident. I didn't want to frag it, so I just kind of grafted it back on with some super glue. And then the branch directly above it, it's got a little bit of a dead spot still on it that hasn't encrusted. But I ended up doing that a while back as well, where I broke it and I regrafted it. But that's a pretty little, that's my largest acro, and it's quite a nice piece. I always thought it was ORA Joe the Coral, but I'm pretty sure it's not. I'm almost positive it is an ORA Acropora, but I'm leaning towards it being the blue bottle brush that they have. Maybe I'm wrong. Hopefully somebody can correct me on that if I am wrong. But things are doing well overall. And some nice utter chaos. I got another frag back there growing out. Ton of scrambled eggs. Mandarin oranges. This is a really nice orange discosoma. It's about as orange as it gets without being any bit translucent. Some nice blue hornets. I just scraped the glass too, so some things aren't really opened up. But those are blue hornets. I got so many electric Oompa Loompas and pink diamonds and other things. These are cool over here. Those are moon glows. So I've got a few tiles of those growing out. Red hornets in the back. I think those are either afterburners or fairy farts. I'm not sure, but they're really nice. Some pink zippers next to it. Over on that tile, jack-o'-lantern leptoceras. My favorite acro right there, the Miyagi tort. A couple of Hawkins. It's a strawberry shortcake in the back there, but the pink tips have kind of gone away a little bit. They're sort of coming back. Pink bird's nest. Oregon torts are doing pretty well, throwing on some new growth. Nice Hulk leptoceras. 24 karat leptoceras. And again, for the purpose of the video, I'm having to kind of look around the corals. Classic Rastas. Chucky's brides are cool. My shrunken OG Godzilla bounce, the big mama, she's just pissed off from scraping the glass. She's got a baby right there. There's a handful of the babies as well, really showing off the colors nicely. Made a couple of Spongotes, Monteporas, or a pink bird's nest. A Pikachu acro back there that's kind of irritated. Got some Fruit Loops. This is a cool little acro. That I got directly from Jason Fox at the Reefapalooza, New York. He did not name it, and I'm kind of bummed because it would be cool to have an actual name, but for now I'm just calling it the Jason Fox no-name acro. Jason Fox Haterade acro, which the phone is not really picking up the color good, but there's some sort of fuchsia and yellow colors at the base. And that Monty right there, that was bought as a UC Disruption Monty from Randy at Reef Creation. And funny enough, it looks exactly like the Jason Fox Vino Montepora that I got. So we'll see. I like them either way. I actually just fragged the other UC disruption. And yeah, I've got some freaking flatworms. So kind of a thing that a lot of us hobbyists deal with occasionally, but it happens. Some striped grandis pallies, those are cool. This little Ori pearlberry is finally coloring up a little bit. So that was not super happy for a long time. Oh, these are cool. Jason Fox bowtie blasters. Those are one of my favorite zoos. Really nice acro there. That's my Walt Disney. Finally putting on some decent growth. It's colored up quite a bit, but it's not as nice as you see a lot of the photos of them online. It's more green than it is yellow, but it is still nice. There's a nice little brain coral back there. I'm not sure if I think it's Goniastria. I'm not positive. Got some nice hammer spawns. Those have been growing really well for me. And, star polyps. Funny enough, that star polyp colony has got this weird fluorescent orange ball sponge that grows in it. It's just really unique. So some neon green grandis, nice kung pao monty with some rastas down there, appleberry monty, some orange setosa. Let's see, some rainbow infusions. There's a big thing of pink diamonds and some electric Oompa Loompas. Ooh, wait a minute, where are we going? Sunny D's, those are one of my favorites. Oh, and I hate Aptasia. I just literally ripped through this tank the other day to try and get rid of all the Aptasia, and apparently I missed a couple, so I'm gonna have to go back through it. But yeah, some rainbow hornets, Chucky's brides, and mandarin oranges, so those are really cool. And everybody's favorite classic green zoanthid, radioactive dragon eyes. And then just kind of a mixed match of different softies. I love softies. Gorgonians, some fire shrimp, neon green bubble tips. They used to be so common many years ago, and it seems like nowadays nobody has them. But these guys, I picked these up at Reefapalooza, New York 2 years ago, and they've been splitting pretty regularly, but these ones kind of just grow. And it's a little bit unfortunate because I'd like to have a few more, I mean. And it's hard to see, but up in that basket, there are, yeah, it's not going to show it, Nexus Burst. So I just kind of see the green and the orange. They're one of my favorites. Ooh, yeah, this is another cool little acro. Pink Cadillac. Just starting to get that pink color. So, things are doing okay, though, overall, all considered. So, that's the 125. Still got a lot of work to do down in here in this little sort of fish area of my basement. I got all my wiring I've been neglecting. This is my frag tank. It's a Sephora 80 breeder. Bunch of different green and red Monty frags. New pickup there at Palaunepthia. And nice Snealaria flexibus spaghetti leather, one of my favorite softies. Just kind of a good mix of a bunch of hammers and frog spawns back there. Some Possilopores, different acros, some Liam's cloves, some Garf bonsai acros I'm working on. There's some frags of that blue tip acro, some pink bird's nest, pawnate bird's nest, and some really nice neon green bird's nest. Give you guys a look at the difference of those three. There's some more Orrery bird's nest, Orrery pink Possilopora, some neon green spongotes, red setosa, or orange setosa, however you want to call it. And then there is a bunch of cool zoos. So some dragon eyes, some pink diamonds, electric Oompa Loompas, rainbow infusions, some goblins on fire, a whole bunch of king midas and mandarin oranges. Just a good mix. And here's some cool Monties here. So those two right there are WWC Dark Portal Monties. That is Jason Fox Altered Ego. That's a Kung Pao. And those are more those UC disruptions or Vinos, whichever you want to call it. Some of the Vinos I've seen have more green. These, none of them seem to have green in them, but I honestly don't care. Got some nice chunky bits of Naughty Spiral. Some Oxide Zoes and Rastas and Fruit Loops. Got a whole bunch of neon green Grandis. A bunch of the 24 karat gold Leptoceras. Hulk Leptoceras, some Moon Glows. I get 4 good-sized baby Godzilla Yumas. And those green chunky bits there, that's that Jason Fox Haterade Acropora. So it's strange how it's growing in that. That's all the encrusted bits that I took off of a big chunk of rock. And then there's some strawberry shortcake acros. And the middle one with that 2 axial polyps, that's actually the first frag I've made of that no-name Jason Fox Acropora. So that's kind of cool. And then a few different pickups there. There's a Rosemary that's a little bit irritated right now, and a TSK Fruity Pebbles Acro. It's an ORA Purple Plum. Bunch of green slimers that have been a little bit affected by the nitrate issue. Got some recession on the base. Seems like they're kind of turning around now. Those are all the baby tabling acroporas. Same story with those. A little bit of recession on the base, and the Hawkins echinatas as well. They all got hit pretty bad by the nitrate issue I was dealing with. So far, so good. A lot of them are recovering. Yeah, it's just live and learn, I guess. I never expected to have to dose nitrates. So this is one OG coral I waited forever for, was the purple people eaters. Actually, there's a whole group of really nice zoos here that I've always wanted. So the stratospheres, the chiquitas. Man, I'm losing track of the names. Oh, the bloodshot zoo back there. There's 2 frags of it. Actually, one of them's completely closed, and then the 2 behind it are awesome blossoms, which are only just starting to open back up after tanking out my nitrates. No nitrates really hurt a lot of stuff. And there's just a whole little random bit of frags I had to salvage from my little frag basket. Sorry, algae on the glass there. So those oxides, those moon glows. And these are all stuff that I had bits of pieces that were broken off and didn't have time to frag them. And I literally had them sitting in this old specimen container that I've drilled holes in. And this is all frags just from today. I had to peel apart a rock in one of my clients' tanks that had aptasia. And there was no getting to the aptasia. I just had to say screw it and peel the corals off, and I'm gonna have to chuck the rock. Well, bleach the rock rather. So it's a big chunky piece of goblins on fire that I picked up. A nice cloudberry chalice. Some king midas zoes, which I gotta get those into the light because they're gonna end up suffering. Honestly, I can't remember what this brain is, but it's a really cool brain I picked up from my buddy Jeff at Corals Unlimited. Actually, I got that cloudberry from him too. Some more oxides and rastas, and more oxides and rastas. Some redactus mushrooms. I just cannot remember what they're called. There's that white speckled jawbreaker. So the speckles are on the other side, unfortunately, but quite a few babies. Oh, God, I gotta get in here and treat for flatworms. But there's a bunch of more jawbreakers, and then orange discosomas, OG bounce. More Fruit Loops, big chunky red blostomusa, some more, man, mandarin oranges, purple deaths, and I can't remember the out of the pally in there, but they're cool. And then more of those orange yumas, and then Pikachu zoes. Those gotta get into the light a little better too. And then just a whole bunch of purple tip hammers and green hammers. And on the back over there somewhere, there's a purple tip frog spawn, or not purple tip frog spawn, bicolor frog spawn. So, but that's pretty much it. Oh, and that tile in the middle, that's a homewrecker acro that I'm desperately trying to color up and get the pink to show. Some of the tips are kind of showing it, but it's doing amazing. It's growing like a weed, and yeah, got some PC rainbows in the middle there. Nice little Miyagi tort frag, and you know, it's just kind of a little of everything. So I'm pretty happy with how things have done overall. I wish I had not realized about the nitrates tanking out so bad. Oh, this is the new coral here, and it's really not showing the coral. That's a sugar cookie chalice. So that was cool. I got that from Corals Unlimited. Same with that watermelon chalice, both of which, like the watermelon could color up quite a bit more. You can kind of see some pink tips coming back on it. That sugar cookie though, That I could frag that into like 4 or 5 pieces right now. It is so overgrown on that plug. So we will see if I get brave enough to do that. But anyway, that's the frag tank. That's the display tank. And that's kind of what I'm doing. So it's nothing fancy. 100-gallon stock tank sump, 2x6 stand, 2x6 stand painted. I do have Radion on this tank, and then a cheap Vipa Spectra LED on that one as well, and then 2 XR30s. They're all Gen 5s on that tank. Actually, that's a Gen 6. Wait, no, I'm wrong. That's all Gen 5s. My show tank is a Gen 6. But yeah, nothing fancy. I do have a Apex Pro, and it's kind of a glorified electricity usage monitor at the moment. It's really only monitoring pH, ORP, and wattage. And then I've got my Versa dosing pumps, which I freaking love those. Those are amazing. And then my Octopus Regal 250 protein skimmer. So big, giant protein skimmer. And then it's a little protein skimmer bin and a whole bunch of live rock. And then I have a Vectra M2 return pump. So it's kind of what I got. Oh, before I forget, one amazing anemone I picked up from Backwoods Reef. That is a CC Inferno. You can't quite see it perfect, but that thing is freaking hot red with some bright flame orange on it too. Definitely my favorite anemone so far, even beyond the Nexus Burst, and I really like the Nexus Burst. But anyway, let's look at those. Anyway, guys, this video's gone long enough. Hope you guys like this. This is just kind of my way I sort of nerd out at the end of the day. Come down here and I just love looking at all the corals. I don't do this as a business. I literally do this as a hobby just because I love, you know, fragging coral and growing it and trade it into my local fish store for store credit. And it's great because they get a cool assortment of coral. I get to pick out a new coral or some supplies, and it's mutually beneficial. And that's usually why I say, you know, support your local fish stores, because without them, this hobby gets a heck of a lot harder. So, and that's the whole money shot of the tank, looking down it. So anyway, guys, hope you guys are having a good evening. Hope you guys are enjoying your tanks. Mine are a little cloudy from scraping algae. But yeah, happy reefing, and come check out more videos when I make them. Have a good evening, guys. Bye.